Hello and welcome to part 4 of your second chapter, which is sentence types, direct, indirect and active, passive. In this video, we are going to focus only on direct and indirect speech. So let us see the contents of this video. We will first understand what is speech, then we will see what is direct speech and indirect speech, and then we will see how to change from direct to indirect and indirect to direct. So let us begin. What is speech? Speech is nothing but expression of thoughts and feelings. Now, these thoughts and feelings, we can report it in two ways. What are the two ways? The two ways, that is actual quotation of the words used by the speaker. We will actually quote the exact words that the speaker has used, or we may say what he has said without quoting the exact words. We may change the words, we may use our words, but we will explain what he has said in our words. This is called indirect speech or reported speech. Let us see in detail what is direct speech. Direct speech is a report of the exact words used by a speaker. It is usually placed inside inverted commas and accompanied by a reporting verb, signal phrase or a quotative frame. So, direct speech is nothing but it is reporting by repeating the actual words of a speaker. Nothing but reporting by using actual words. We are repeating the actual words that the speaker has used. It is also called as direct discourse or narration. Direct discourse मतलब जुबानी whoever has spoken उनकी जुबानी we are using, right? Okay, now let us understand the second part of this slide, which is a reporting verb and all this. That will be explained in the later part of a slide. Okay, let us see the uses of direct speech. What does it do? It conveys the exact words of a speaker. That is the essence of direct speech, exact words, right? To supplement and clarify the information that is being reported. So by using the exact words, you will give more clarification on the information. Then eyewitness accounts. If you read newspapers, if some accident has happened, when they are giving the news story, they will always have some eyewitness who has seen the accident happen, and whatever he says will be put in inverted commas. Why? Because they are using his exact words. Whatever he has seen or how the accident happened, that is his way of sharing what he saw, so that they will be putting it in inverted commas. In reporting minutes of meetings, the most significant points that have been made must be stated in direct speech. Now, maintaining the minutes of a meeting is a very important part of our professional life, and therefore this chapter has been included in your syllabus. So, the most significant decisions that will be taken in a board meeting, that you have to state in direct speech. And scripts of plays and films are also use direct speech. Why? Because scripts of plays and films are usually nothing but dialogues between two people, and dialogues will have the exact words of the speaker that they are going to use. Therefore, the scripts of plays and films will use direct speech. Let us see indirect speech. Indirect speech is also known as reported speech, indirect narration or indirect discourse. Now, when you report someone else's statement in own words without any change in the meaning, very important, without any change in the meaning of the statement, it is called as indirect speech. So basically what you're doing is you're expressing the content of a statement without quoting them explicitly, without using that person's exact words. It is also called as indirect discourse or reported speech. Now you have to remember, you do not have to change the meaning of what that person is saying. You cannot add your own mirch masala to what that person has said. You have to say the same thing, but you can use your own words. You don't have to necessarily quote that person's words. Okay, let us see the uses of indirect speech. First of all, it is impossible and tiring to convey an entire conversation in direct speech to anyone. For example, think about it this way. Two people have gone and attended a seminar. Okay, they have heard the speaker speak. Now they meet a third friend, and that person asks you, how was the seminar? Now you will not be able to exactly say what that person said using his words. Exact words you'll not be able to remember about the entire seminar, but you can give a gist of whatever you heard, right? That is nothing but indirect speech. Then what it does, it avoids lengthy and confusing documentation. Indirect speech is pretty small and precise, and it brings clarity in reporting. Newspaper reports use indirect speech. Now the best example, when a prime minister has addressed a nation, okay, especially when all these important days are there, 15th August and all these things, that time the prime minister often speaks to the citizens. So these speeches, they are usually in indirect speech format in the newspaper. They're not using the exact words that the prime minister has used, but they will give you a gist of whatever the speech was about. So that is the use of indirect speech. Now let us move on to understanding key terminology. Okay, you have to pay extreme attention in this slide and from here onwards, because there will be a lot of examples which are not there on the slide. So if you wish, you can sit with pen and paper and you can write down whatever I am explaining. So in direct speech, the example is given, she says, it should be says, she says I am a little bit nervous. And in indirect speech, we are saying that she says that she is a little bit nervous. Now, what is reporting speech? Reporting speech is the first part in the direct speech. First part matlab the part which is without the inverted commas, the part which comes before the comma. That is your reporting speech. The part that comes inside the inverted commas is your reported speech. And the verb which is coming in your reporting speech will be your reporting verb, and the verb which forms a part of the inverted comma, that will be your reported verb. Understood? So you have to remember these four concepts: reporting speech, reporting verb and reported verb. Very important. So in this sentence, she says, that will be your reporting verb. I am, that will be your reported verb. Understood? And reporting speech will be she says, and the reported speech will be I am a little bit nervous. So this is very important to remember, because later on I will be very oftenly using this terminology. Okay, let us see the basic rules. Now from here it begins, how to change direct to indirect or indirect to direct. So change in person of pronouns. This is the most fundamental aspect of changing speech from direct to indirect. What is happening? Change in person of pronouns is happening. How many personal pronouns are there in English language? 3. First person mein what all comes? First person mein I and we comes. I singular, we is plural. Second person is you. And third person are 4. He, she, it and they. So first person pronouns in reported speech are always changed according to the subject of the reporting speech. Okay. Now second person pronouns in reported speech are always changed according to the object of the reporting speech. And third person pronouns in reported speech are not changed. To put this simply, I have made one small formula. You don't have to remember anything. Just remember S-O-N, sun. Sun means what? S. S is your subject. O is what? Object. And N means no change. S is coming at first place. So you remember first person pronoun. Okay? First person pronoun, how you are going to change it? According to subject of reporting speech. O is coming at second place, so second person pronoun, and O stands for object, so object of reporting speech. And third person is coming at third place and no change, N for no change. So this is how you will remember. Let us see with the help of an example. The example is not there on the slide, so if you wish, you can write it down. He says to me, comma, double inverted comma starts, I am a boy. This is your direct speech statement. Now, how will you change it? He says to me is your reporting speech. I am a boy is your reported speech. Says is your reporting verb, and am is your reported verb, right? So, he says to me, I am a boy. Now, to connect a sentence from to connect the reporting clause or reporting speech to your reported speech, you will usually add the word that in between. Okay. So he says to me that he is a boy. Now he. How is I changing to he? I is your subject in the reported speech, and subject changes according to the subject will change according to the reporting speech, right? So he says to me is your reporting speech, so it is going to change according to that. So I is changing to he is your subject in reporting speech, right? He says to me that he is a boy. It is that simple. You don't have to do any extra changes. Now I'm going to give you one we will first see changes in verbs, and then I will tell you another rule that is there. Changes in verbs. If the reporting speech is in the present tense or future tense, then no change is required to be made in the verb of reported speech. Okay. Now, let us see one example. He says, I am ill. I am ill. It is in what? Present tense, right? So there will be no change required in indirect speech. He says that he is ill. Okay. So you are getting it. There is no change in the tense. Now let us see another example. She says she sang a song. Now she sang a song. Sang is in the past tense. In indirect speech, what is happening is she says that she sang a song. The thing that you have to notice here is that the reporting speech, which is your reporting speech, he says, that part is your reporting speech. If it is in present tense or future tense, then no change will be required in the verb, right? So she says, that everywhere it is says, that's why it is in present tense. Therefore, no change is happening. Now, in reported speech, only persons will change. Okay. Now, let me tell you one example. It is not there on the slide, so you can write it down if you wish. He tells me that he says to me that he says to me, comma, double inverted comma start, you are a boy. Now how will you change this to indirect speech? When says to is there, it changes to tells. When says to say to is there, not says but say to is there, it changes to tell. When says is there, it will remain says, and say is there, it will remain as say. Now in this example, he says to me, you are a boy. How will you change it? He tells me. Says to will change to tells me that you is your second person, right? How will you change it? Second person changes according to your object of the reporting speech. Now me is there. Me comes from what? I. So he tells me that I am a boy. It is that simple. Now, if there is no object in your reporting speech, how will you change it? Let us take one example of that. He says, comma, double inverted comma start, you are a good student. Now, you is what? You is again your second person. How can you change it? You can change it. Now here you have no object. So, good student. Student is what? It is both masculine also and feminine also. So you have a choice whether to use he or she, or you can also say use I, because you is coming from me. Me is coming from I, right? So he says that you can say I am a good student, or he says that he is a good student. Both you can say. So this is how you will do when there is no object. You can assume which object might be present, like that. Okay. Now let us see. Changes in tenses are also going to happen when you change from direct speech to indirect speech. How will you know which tense? It is simple. If it is present simple, you will change it to past simple. If it is present continuous, you will change it to past continuous. Past simple to past perfect. Will future will change to would plus bare infinitive. Can would change to could. Have to will change to had to, and imperative sentences will change to infinitive format. Okay. This you will only get when you will solve a lot of examples. Now, important word changes will also happen. This will change to that, these to those, here to there, now to then. Sir will change to respectfully. Madam will also change to respectfully. Today will change to that day, yesterday to previous day, tomorrow to following day or next day, tonight will change to that night, and good morning, good evening, etc. will change to greeted. Okay. Now, I want to tell you one important part. Don't look at the slide. This is not there on the slide. I am just explaining. When in direct speech, something that the person is saying is a universal truth. Okay, universal truth. Then your subject will not change. Okay. For example, he says, comma, double inverted comma, start, we are social animals. Now, we does not mean the person who he is talking about. We means all of us, human beings. It is a universal truth that we are social animals. So, you will not change that. How will you change it to indirect speech? You will only change it as he says that we are social animals. That's it. There will be no other change. Why? First of all, says is in the present tense, and the thing that he is saying is a universal truth. So it will not change. Let us take one more example. If we say, he says, comma, double inverted comma, start, we are mortals. Full stop, double inverted comma, close. Now we are mortals means what? We all are going to die, and it is a truth. Someday or the other we are all going to die. So how will you change it? Similar to the first example. We will change it to he says that we are mortals. Understood? So there will be no changes that are going to happen. Now, if a reporting verb is in the past tense, reported speech mein everything will change. Everything means what? The pronouns will change, the tense will change, and even the this that word showing nearness will change. Okay. Let us take one example. He said to me, I am a boy. Now said to, if it is there, it will change to told, and only said is there, it will remain as said. He said to me, I am a boy. Now how will you change it? He told me that he was a boy. Said to me is there, right? It is in the past tense. So you will also change it to past tense. He told me that he was a boy. Let us take one more example. He said to me, comma, double inverted comma, start, you went to market yesterday. How will you change to indirect? You will change, he told me that I had gone to the market the previous day. The previous day is changing because of yesterday, and you is changing to I. Okay, that personal pronoun is changing. How is it changing to you, I? Because you is coming from me, which is the object, right? Second person changes according to object. So to me is the object in reporting speech. Therefore you will change according to me, and me is coming from I. So that's why this is going to change like this. Now, coming back to the slide. Rule, direct speech and indirect speech. Now what is the rule? Can will change to could. Let us take an example. He said, I can drive a car. In indirect speech, you can say that he said he could drive a car. May changes to might. He said, I may buy a computer. He said that he might buy a computer. Must will change into had to. Had to means there is no obligation, right? Must indicates what? Compulsion, obligation, all these things. He said, I must work hard. I must, I have to. So he said that he had to work hard. That is how it is changing. Now, let us see changes for interrogative sentence. What are interrogative sentences? Interrogative sentences are question mark wala sentences. They will have some question that is being asked in that sentence. Very easy to identify because it will be ending with a question mark. Now, when the question in the reported speech begins with helping verbs like am, is, are, was, were, do, does, etc., the reporting verb is followed by if or whether. Okay. Let us read the next part, then I will explain it. If the sentence is starting with interrogative pronoun or interrogative adjective and interrogative adverb like what, whom, where, why, how, which, etc., the same word is used to introduce the question in indirect speech. Okay, let us take one example. First, it's not there on the slide, so please write it down. He said to me, do you know Mohan? Now, in this sentence, he said to me, comma, double inverted comma, start, do you know Mohan, question mark, double inverted comma, close. In this question, in this sentence, the question is not starting with what, whom, where, why, okay, but it is starting with what, do, right? So how will you change? You will, when you change it to indirect speech, you have the liberty to decide whether you want to use if or whether. Now let us change it. He asked me if I knew Mohan, or you can also say he asked me whether I knew Mohan. Okay, this is the way you will change it. Now let us take one example with WH wala question. He said to me, where are you going? Now in the second part on the slide, it says when a question is being asked with a WH question, you will use that question itself to introduce the question in indirect speech as well. So let us see how to do. He said to me, comma, double inverted comma, start, where are you going, question mark, double inverted comma, close. So changing it to indirect speech, you will say, he asked me where I was going. So we are not changing the where part. We are keeping it as where. Where are you going? Where I was going. Okay. So this is the way you will change interrogative sentences. Now, there is another concept called tag question, right? You must have done this in 10th standard. Do as directed may add a question tag. This question comes. So we will see one more example. He said to me, comma, double inverted comma, start, I am a good student, comma, aren't I? Now, aren't I is your question tag. So how will you change this? Nothing extraordinary you have to do. You have to completely neglect the question tag and change it as if you would change a normal sentence. So let us change. He asked me if he was a good student. Simple. Or you can say he asked me whether he was a good student. Both are correct. Understanding? Now let us see changes for exclamatory sentences. What are exclamatory sentences? They show sudden changes in our emotions. Hooray, yippee, wow, all these are interjections. And interjections show nothing but sudden change in our emotions. So let us see how to change. Now there are different kinds of emotions that a human being has. Happiness, sadness, anger, or jealousy, all these emotions are there. So each type has a different way of changing it to indirect speech. Let us see a few of them, then you will get the hang of it and you will know how to change the others. So first I am doing hooray or ha. These are what? These are joy ka emotions. So he said, comma, double inverted comma, start, hurrah, I have won the prize, close inverted commas. Now whenever such emotions of happiness are there, you simply have to say exclaimed with joy in your indirect speech. So I am changing the sentence to indirect speech. I will say he exclaimed with joy that he had won the prize. Now I is your subject. How will it is going to change? It is going to change according to the subject of your reporting speech, and he is your subject in reporting speech. So he had won the prize. Okay. He exclaimed with joy. That is all that we have added. Now let us see one example where there is sorrow. He said, comma, double inverted comma, start, alas, he has died. So you will say he exclaimed with sorrow that he had died. Okay. Now, another is there, well done or bravo. These are what? These are appreciation wala emotions. So you will say exclaimed with applause. Exclaimed with applause. Let us take one example. He said, well done, you have done extremely well. So you will say, he exclaimed with applause that I had done well. Okay? Or I had done extremely well. You can change it like that. So what is happening? The thing that is happening is in exclamatory sentences they are getting changed to assertive sentence. In a simple sentence it is getting changed. Interjections are getting removed. Instead of that, what are you adding? You're saying exclaimed with joy, exclaimed with sorrow, exclaimed with applause, all these things. Exclamation mark is changing into full stop, obviously, because you're changing exclamatory sentence to an assertive sentence. And changes also depend on the mood of the sentence, right? Some sentences you will say exclaimed with joy, somewhere you will say exclaimed with sorrow, or said with sorrow also is allowed. These are some of the changes that are happening for exclamatory sentences. Now, rules to change from indirect to direct. Up till now, we were only changing direct sentences to indirect. Now, what are the things that we were doing? We were adding the conjunction that, and we were changing said to, right? Say was changing to said to. So this is what will, so you just have to remember what you were doing from, what were the changes that you were doing to change a sentence from direct to indirect speech. So same way, when you read a sentence in indirect speech, you will do the exact opposite of what we were doing up till now. You will remove the connector first of all, you will add a comma, you will add inverted commas, and you will see whether the sentence is a question mark, whether it is a exclamatory sentence, and add appropriate punctuation wherever necessary. You will put a comma before the statement. Where will you put a comma? He says, comma, right? So you have to differentiate between your reporting speech and reported speech by adding a comma and adding double inverted commas wherever necessary. Write the first word of the statement with capital letter. This is basic English, first standard English. Whenever you start a new sentence, you will start it with the capital letter. Change the past tense into present tense, because in indirect speech we are saying everything in the past tense. So you will change it to, you will bring it back to present tense. For that, what you will have to do? You will have to change your verb. Verb will decide which tense it is in. So you have to change the tense in your verb and convert the past perfect either into past tense or present perfect as required. Wherever these changes are necessary, you will have to do them. And change the pronouns as per the context of the sentence. You see what is your subject and object, and you will know how to change your pronouns. You will need to practice a lot of examples for this to be perfect. Now some tips that I can give you: practice a lot of examples. There are tons of examples in your module. You can also solve some examples from Brennan Martin online. Also you will get a lot of exercises. Read newspaper and magazine, so you will know when to use direct speech and when to use indirect speech. And also solve a lot of mock tests, so you will get better at it by the minute. You need to solve mock tests and be able to solve fast, because time is also going to matter in the exam. Okay, so that's it. That brings us to the end of this video. Now we will meet in the third chapter.